Walk Hard, the Dewey Cox story, which nominated for a couple of Golden Globes, including Best Original Song, I think. It attempts to do for the pop biopic what Airplane did for the Airport series, although not half as successfully. So John C. Reilly as Dewey Cox, whose life is strangely similar to that of Johnny Cash in Walk the Line, in as much as he's a country boy, he becomes a rock singer, he has to deal with drugs and with heartache and with problems with his marriage. Here's a clip.
Dewey, will you cut out that racket? I'm trying to feed your child.
How am I supposed to make it as a famous musician if I don't practice?
You stop talking about that music!
But it's my dream, baby.
But Daddy said that if we move back home, he could give you a permanent job at the slaughterhouse. You can make an honest living. You don't have to hang your head in shame, walking around like some kind of a failure.
Well, I think I'm doing okay for a 15-year-old with a wife and a baby.
Ain't no musician ever made no money, Dewey.
Edith, I am starting to think that maybe you don't believe in me.
I do believe in you. I just know you're gonna fail.
Which, sadly, is kind of what happens with the movie. I mean, the thing is, it starts off all right, and taking the mick out of Walk the Line is fine. Walk the Line is a very good film, but, you know, doing a pastiche of it's fine. But that gag lasts for about 10 minutes. Now, there are some quite well-written comic songs, although I have to say nothing of the standard of the comedy songs of A Mighty Wind. I mean, you have to compare this sort of thing against A Mighty Wind and say, you know, it's just not up there. I mean, it's obviously not in the same league as Spinal Tap, but A Mighty Wind was beautifully done, affectionately done, had some kind of purpose. When you do a pastiche of a genre, it is not simply enough to reference movies from that genre. You have to do something funny. If you remember the Airplane movies, every single scene was overladen with, you know, sight gags and slapstick humor and clevering. You know, there was so much stuff going on. You could see Airplane 3 or 4 times. You still wouldn't have got all the gags. In that, you know, gags came thick and fast. In this, they come thick and frankly slow. And you just think, well, if you're going to do rock biopics, broaden your horizon. Okay, they do a little bit of Ray, they do a little bit of What's Love Got to Do with It, but nothing more than simply invoking those movies and then moving on. And the particularly disappointing thing about it is this: it's produced and co-written by Judd Apatow, who everybody thinks is absolutely, you know, the great bee's knees because of Knocked Up and Superbad. And this just confirms all my suspicions about the, you know, the rise of the intellectual supernode, and that it's really not all it's cracked up to be. I mean, Knocked Up is perfectly fine, but Superbad is still a film which is adequately reviewed by its own title. Also, when you have the pop biopic, which is so ripe for having the mick taken out of it. I mean, for example, did you ever see that film, The Karen Carpenter Story? Not Karen Carpenter Superstory, the Superstar, the fantastic...
The one with puppets.
No, that's the Todd Haynes one, Karen Carpenter Superstar, in which it's animated Barbie dolls and Ken dolls, which is a brilliant movie and moving and inventive and funny. But no, there's a biopic called The Karen Carpenter Story, which has got one of the funniest screen moments ever in it, which is after the Carpenters have played at the Hollywood Bowl, they're sitting down at breakfast the next day, and Richard Carpenter's reading the paper, and he's saying, oh, we got a great review, everything's brilliant, everyone loves us. And Karen Carpenter says, does it say anything about me? Because she used to play drums in the Carpenters. And he says, let me just see. Oh, it says, the chubby drummer kept time. And the camera zooms in on Karen Carpenter, and she goes, chubby? And it's just, it's up there with, you know, Ray Manzarek discovering the Rifter, you know, like my funk. No, hang on. Let's go out. You go. All that stuff is funny in and of itself. There's nothing in this even as funny as the weird naked Indian from Wayne's World 2, which, frankly, let's face it, is not setting the bar very high. So nothing like as funny as it needs to be.